Aya, the popular character from the hit classic Green Lantern the animated series, has become quite a beloved character in their time frame of existence to both the animated fanbase and the larger Green Lantern fanbase overall. However, Aya at the end of that Green Lantern animated series becomes lost after becoming the Anti-Monitor, but honestly that's a story for an entirely another day. Now that Razer has joined the comic book roster in the most recent Green Lantern series, it's only a matter of time before we come across his star-crossed lover Aya. So, where is Aya? Do we just assume she exists in verse now? Well, weirdly enough, the truth is far stranger than you realize. Believe it or not, Aya is far older than you think, and her origins don't actually come from the Green Lantern animated show in terms of a first appearance for Aya. So let's discuss the first time we see Hal Jordan interact with both Aya and the Interceptor in canon inside DC 616. I'm just kidding. Earth Zero, let's make it happen, boys. But before we get too crazy into this entire experience, be sure to like and subscribe. Consider becoming a Theromax Corps member. Those are the guys who help me produce content, and I appreciate you for your extra little bit of time. So where exactly does Aya first appear inside the Green Lantern comics? Well, of course, I'm talking about the goated Jeff Johns Green Lantern series, issue 65 from his 2005 run. And I gotta give you a little subtext so you kind of know what's going on. Basically, Krona, this rogue guardian of the universe who's absolutely insane and wildly powerful, pretty much one-shots not just the Green Lantern Corps, but all the Corps, and one of which, the biggest and the most destructive, the Green Lantern Corps, they basically decide that they're going to stick Parallax back in the central power battery and mind hacks all the Green Lanterns to make that powerful force his own army. And unfortunately, there were just a few figures who were resistant to this hacks. And of course, being our main characters, the Green Lanterns of Earth were resistant, and also Kilowog, because they've all resisted Parallax's influence before, and scale high enough to resist like the real high-end stuff. Even though that was the case, they had to remove their rings so they weren't mind hacked by it, and that results in a massive fight between Guy and Hal. They wind up beating the hell out of each other, but eventually taking off their rings and freeing themselves of the influence of Parallax. However, due to one of their old school emergency kind of memes, they had this plan to all meet up on this backwater planet. And by backwater, I mean frozen planet, that they unironically named something like Green World or something along those lines. And they can't use the rings here, so they're just kind of stuck. And as I said earlier, this was kind of like a plan they had in case shit just went south, that they would all meet up on this planet. And they had stocked this place up with all sorts of important things to help save the universe. Basically, it's like the Earth Green Lantern's Batcave. That'd be like the best way to describe it. We start looking across everything here, and we actually see the Interceptor here. And it's not 100% the same Interceptor from the animated series, but it is pretty damn close. I'm gonna be 100% real with you here. The Interceptor inside the comics was considered the fastest ship in the universe, a former Manhunter transport that another Lantern had rebuilt and reprogrammed for Hal Jordan. So we're seeing a lot of some of the storylines we build up with like Aya there, which is kind of interesting. They stashed it here in case of major emergencies, like we said, in case they need to get somewhere fast while the rings were down. And sure enough, as they step inside the ship, they continue talking back and forth. They come across the Interceptor's operating system, Aya. It offers Guy a drink and gives him a beer, but Hal says no because clearly they're off saving the universe. But Aya is even more of a meme and personality inside this ship. It's low-key, pretty interesting stuff. But Aya basically is not just a navigational system in this, like it does pretty much everything on the ship, not just like the high-end navigation like it does from the animated series. In fact, Hal is actually the one to pilot because they don't have time to calculate a path to take through the universe, but he actually just pilots Aya and the ship directly through the entire universe from this frozen planet all the way back to the center of the universe, back to Oa. And it takes them seconds, and just saying real quick, this is an incredible non-ring feat for Hal Jordan. He's flying massively faster than light, and nothing is happening. Like, bro, guy does not care. He's dodging stars and shit as they fly towards him. Low-key insane. Low-key insane. The fact that he had to reserve the navigations to keep a lock on like John and Kyle's ring is a little bit odd, because like I should be able to do that, but it is what it is. But unfortunately, the Mind Hacks GLC that Krona's army has shows up, and they just start destroying the Interceptor. They just start ripping it apart, because as strong as Aya is, especially in like its more primordial state here, just being like a ship, you look, I'm gonna be real with you, Aya is not soloing the entire course. Maybe when she gets the anti-monitor upgrades inside the Green Lantern animated series, but this is definitely not the Aya that's going to be doing that. And the ship is entirely destroyed as they take an escape pod to the surface of Oa in hopes of just escaping the situation they find themselves in, because it's just an absolute nightmare. Now, that being said, that's the real tragedy of the matter. We actually don't have a lot of content on Aya inside the comics, but it's important to note she appeared 1 full year in the comics before her Green Lantern animated series adaptation. So technically she was a canon in the comics first, although I'm not going to lie, this is probably a promotion to help benefit that specific TV series. But what did you guys think? Did you know Aya was a part of the comics before she made it inside the animated series? And as a follow-up to that, would you like me to explore Aya's adventures past the Green Lantern animated series? Because believe it or not, she has quite a few appearances after the Green Lantern animated series. And you're thinking, well, where then? Well, 150 likes and you'll find out. And that being said, be sure to like and subscribe to this bad boy. And we'll catch you next time, Lanterns. Become a Theromax Corps member as well, and you'll only get more content and see videos just like this one even faster. So, till next time, later, Lanterns.
Aftermath, you'll join my list of dead after I tear you in half. And I laughed at the thought of them controlling me. I'm the ultimate dragon that spawned everything. I resist and defy.